self-love. She found her voice. Cynthia was terrified to join Toastmasters, even as a guest, for 13 years. After a calling that was laid on her heart, she started Toastmasters. She became a Distinguished Toastmaster and Division Director. By profession, she is an international speech and confidence coach. She is a global visibility influencer with over 55,000 followers in 100 plus countries, 140 countries. Her motto is, "Your people are waiting for you." She believes there is no better program to skyrocket and make a real change in your speaking abilities, career, and expand your network than through Toastmasters. In this speech, she will share how billionaire investor Warren Buffett says that getting comfortable with public speaking can increase your income by as much as 50%. She shares a story about how that happened to her coworker at the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. She will also share about opportunities that are only available in District 57, such as the Elite Triple Crown and the Outstanding Achievement Toastmasters Award. Please help me welcome Cynthia Stott as she communicates change while she shares about Pathways, Toastmasters International Gateway to Opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Are you looking for a change? Real change? A change in a career, or a change in how you communicate with your family and your community? Well, you're in the right place at Toastmasters. If you're looking for real change only comes with real practice. Feeling it in your bones, getting it in your bones rather than just reading it in a book, doing it, whether it's speaking, leadership. You have to practice to make progress. I'm Cynthia Stott, and I'm here to share that I was a scaredy cat, terrified of everything, especially public speaking. I shook, like so terrified that I shook and the words couldn't come out of my mouth. And I not only turned red, I turned purple. And one time I almost passed out. I saw that dark circle like a television screen coming in. And I said, "Breathe, Cynthia, breathe." Then I didn't pass out, thankfully, on stage in front of 300 people. Whew. Well, how did I get this way? I had a terrible event where my husband, 38 years old, passed away suddenly in his sleep while I was on a business trip. It shook my world. It devastated me. And he was my rock. He was my strength. He was my courage. So I had to go on my own journey to find courage. And I had a calling that was laid on my heart. And the first words out of my mouth were, "I better get to Toastmasters." And it still took me 6 months, but I got there. What have I learned from Toastmasters? So much about speaking and about leadership. I did not see myself as a leader. I was a very reluctant leader. But through Toastmasters and my own personal journey, I stepped up to leadership. Opened a club with 53 charter members with Michelle Pedicolis. and even division director now. So I'm serving 18 clubs in Oakland, California, USA. So we have this thing called Pathways. It's a new educational program. It came along and new. It came in 2016, and so we still call it new because I was a part of the legacy program. And in it, you have 5 levels: level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for every pathway. And right now, there are 11 pathways. And I've taken engaging humor, uh, dynamic leadership, effective coaching, you name it, I've been through it. I think I've done 5 paths. I'm almost done with 5 paths. Wow. So lots of opportunity for education, but there's even more. In District 57, which is in California physically, although you're joining from all over the world here tonight, Vietnam, and I think even India. Wonderful. So in District 57, we have something called the elite triple crown. All over the world, they have a triple crown, and that's 3 levels of the pathways. But in District 57, if you go all the way up to level 5 and you do a level 5 plus a 4 or a 3, you have to have 2 levels plus a level 5. So it could be 3, 4, 5 or 5, 1, 2 for the next path. You can achieve what's called an elite triple crown, and you get a plaque. I have mine, but it's in the hallway. I forgot to bring it. And in addition, if you achieve that triple crown, there's another program called the Outstanding Achievement Toastmaster Award, which you get credit for speaking outside of your club, for judging in a contest, etc. And that also comes with a beautiful plaque that you can present on social media and have bragging rights. So, but it really helps you to progress. So we have the Pathways program, but if you don't take those steps and actually do the work, it won't work. If you just read about it and listen to speakers speaking, you won't improve. But if you speak and then speak and then speak and then speak, little by little, you improve. So the Triple Crown encourages us to complete 3 paths, which is at least 9 to 12, 14 speeches. Also, the OATM has other speeches that you can get credit for. The Outstanding Achievement Toastmaster Award. You can get other credit for speaking. If you speak about pathways, you can get credit. If you judge in a contest, if you're a chief judge, if you're a ballot counter, you can get all sorts of credit for taking that action. Because without action, nothing happens. You can't flourish if you just sit in your seat and say, I'm going to stand by and watch everybody else do it. You have to take that action yourself. So take the action with Toastmasters, Pathways, and Goal Achievers. What better place to be in but a place called Goal Achievers to achieve your goals? Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cynthia. We will pause here just for a moment to reflect and digest Cynthia's incredible words. Mr. Timer, please place 1 minute on the clock. If you have any comments for Cynthia about her speech, please feel free to send those to her privately through the chat.
And before we finish the 1 minute of silence, can we take a picture so you have a picture of your guests?
Certainly.
Chris,
Good
would you
idea.
like to have your picture taken?
Oh, as long as he's identified with a G in front of him, he'll be identified as a guest. He
Okay,
doesn't have to have a video on.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Some people are shy. It doesn't matter. And sometimes it's a different time of day.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. Let me try another one just to be sure. Okay. Okay, let me try one more. Okay, great. Got it. Okay, I believe our 1 minute is up. Let's bring up our second speaker, Carrie Keegan. Carrie has been a member of Toastmasters and Goal Achievers Toastmasters for over 20 years. Talk about dedication to practice. Carrie is giving a PowerPoint presentation on the benefits of Toastmasters. Please welcome Carrie Keegan. Find your voice in Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Do you have the screen? Oh, good. Find your voice in Toastmasters. What joining Goal Achievers can do for you. The next slide, please. What is Toastmasters? A worldwide nonprofit educational organization that empowers people to become more effective communicators and leaders. It's a network of over 352,000 members in more than 16,400 clubs across 141 countries. It's also the most effective provider of dynamic, high-value, experiential communication and leadership skills development in the world. Next slide, please. How will you benefit by Toastmasters? You will improve your public speaking skills. You will build leadership skills. You will practice writing speeches and presenting in a group setting. You will gain a competitive advantage in the workplace. Also, you can work on networking in a small and supportive environment. You could build some self-confidence and self-awareness. unlimited personal growth, and you can maximize your potential. Next slide, please. The Toastmasters Club experience. Toastmasters is a hands-on learning environment. It's where you can practice prepared and impromptu speeches. You have opportunities to lead at every meeting. You can receive feedback and evaluations in a supportive environment, and you have an access to a mentor. Our club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Next slide, please. What is the Pathways Learning Experience? Pathways is Toastmasters education program. Pathways has 11 paths that you can choose from based on your goals. You can use Pathways online. You can work at your own pace. You can build professional skills. Plus, you can have speech evaluations that are conducted after each presentation. Next slide, please. Learning doesn't stop at the club level. You can get a free subscription to the Toastmaster magazine. You can enter speech contests. You can attend the International Convention, which is in late August. Our next one will be in Anaheim because this is the 100th year anniversary of Toastmasters, and it was started in Anaheim. You could go to district conferences. Our next district conference will be May 11th in San Ramon. You have access to helpful resources at www.toastmasters.org, and plus local volunteer opportunities are available. Next slide, please. Break barriers, not your budget. Compared to conferences and seminars, Toastmasters is ongoing and affordable. It's the most cost-effective way to learn. Each new member has a one-time $20 fee per person, plus a $60 fee, membership fee every 6 months. Dale Carnegie offers a 3-day seminar starting at $1,795 per person. So you can study for years with this budget. Next slide, please. Ready to join? Here's how. Speak with Marilyn Dunkel or myself, Carrie Keegan, or any of the club officers present. Complete an application for membership and return the completed application with your dues to a club officer. Next slide, please.
I think that's it.
That's it? Okay, so this is an overview of everything that Toastmasters has to offer. And it's a great program with lots of opportunities, and it's an opportunity to net with people literally from all over the world. And I highly recommend people get involved. It's been great for me. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you will too. So I'll turn it back over to our Toastmaster, William Worsland.
Thank you, Carrie, for that informative speech. Mr. Timer, please place 1 minute on the clock. If any of our guests For members here tonight have comments for Carrie about her speech, please feel free to send those to her privately through the chat. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Our minute is up. Please welcome our Table Topics Master that will give a brief introduction of table topics, Mr. Bill Stong.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters. So table topics, for our guest who may not know what a table topic is, it's our opportunity to have impromptu speaking. There's a list of questions, which I have spent hours preparing based on our theme, and less time on the word of the day, since I didn't know the word of the day until a few minutes ago. And the timing is that whoever volunteers to take the table topics, they need to speak for a mere 60 seconds, 1 minute. At that point, the timer will put up the green sign. At 1.5 minutes, there'll be the yellow. At 2, there'll be the red, and you have 30 seconds to wrap up. All right, so does everybody know what the theme is? The theme is small steps lead to success, and the word of the day is flourish. So the questions are related to the theme. If you can use the word of the day, then the grammarian will be very, very happy. Would anybody like to volunteer to be first? All right, Eric. Okay, Eric. And I hesitated to use this one, but I think it will. And the quote has already been used by the Toastmaster, but there is a Chinese adage which has been adopted by many others that roughly says the journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. So relating to the theme, please explain that.
I think that's quite obvious. I will probably talk something really explain what it is. And some of you might know, I just finished the Auckland half marathon 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
And I finished it within 2 hours.
Oh my God.
I mean, which is good, but within my age group, I think that is also a reasonable time record for a healthy young male. I mean, so, but still, I'm very proud of myself. I'm trying not to be modest. I'm not sure how many steps it takes to run a half marathon, but it's quite a lot. I've also trained a few months to prepare for the race. Before the race, I didn't know whether I can make it. And each time when I go out for a run, I run one at a time. So I guess that is what that old Chinese saying was about. I think by finishing the race, the thing I learned the most during those 2 hours is I have been thinking, when you are running, you are feeling very exhausted. All your body parts are complaining about the discomfort coming from the running. But yet, I think people who are watching the race, they wouldn't know what is happening inside you. And after I finished the race, at the finishing line, I was like, oh, I finished it. Then I think, oh, why has it finished already? I should keep going like this forever in this state. I'm in my half meditation state. Sometimes painful, sometimes I feel I'm very relaxed. So it's kind of very strange state. And once we finish it, I watch other people who are struggling towards the finish line. It's like quite an amazing feeling. Like I'm already resting over there and people coming towards me. I mean, they are probably thinking about 1,000 thoughts in their minds, but yet I cannot know what they are thinking about. I'm just at the finishing line, watching them coming towards me. So what I say is, maybe you have run a marathon before, maybe not. If you want to try it, you can try it. It just takes one step at a time. And before you know it, you will finish it. Back to you.
Speech. Please welcome Steve today.
All right, Cynthia, thank you for the wonderful speech. Taking with the theme, you talked about different steps we take in Toastmasters, and you flourished. There's no doubt about it. You have a ninja skill when it comes to speaking, that you bring passion, and you give me the impression, I think you probably give other people the impression, is there is no place else you would rather be. You're here speaking with us, and you're delighted to be here with us, and we're delighted to hear you speak. You came in with a great start. You asked a question, are you looking for change? And that was going to be the theme of your speech, because Pathways was a change. So you were so excited, you got started, and then you got right into your speech. And I would suggest you do a little bit of pause, maybe a few seconds, a few heartbeats, and just let us ponder it. Maybe think about, are we interested in change? What kind of change do we want? And where will it take us? You talked about all the activities, and particularly the recognition we can get in Toastmasters. And you presented it as an authority. You absolutely know what you're talking about. Now, what I would suggest you do is you take the 2 awards that you talked about, Triple Crown, Elite Triple Crown, to be exact, and Outstanding Achievement Toastmasters Award, and talk about what they mean outside the plaque. So I got the Triple Crown by earning 3 levels, including a level 5 and a path. I happened to be on the engaging humor path. And what I learned from that path was that I could do what could potentially be a real dry technical presentation, insert some humor, make it fun. And this speech that could have been boring was fun because of this Toastmasters project that I did on humor. Outstanding Achievement Toastmaster Award. Well, during the course of the year, I served as contest judges. And what I learned doing that was I learned how to listen better. I learned critical thinking skills. And I took those skills into my job, and I got promoted, or this happened or that happened. So the plaques are good, but the success that comes after that is what is really the sizzle on the steak. So keep the excitement. Keep helping us understand that you want to talk with us. Continue to be an expert on the subjects that you talk about, and just add these things like pauses and the actual tangible results that come from these plaques. And you're going to motivate a lot of people to join Toastmasters and embrace the program. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Steve, for that insightful evaluation. Our evaluator number 2 is Dr. Michelle Pedicolis, who will evaluate Carrie Keegan's speech. Please welcome Dr. Pedicolis.
The author, Maya Angelou, said, "People will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you make them feel." Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, these are important words to live by, especially if you're giving an evaluation as a Toastmaster. Carrie, you gave an excellent presentation, a PowerPoint presentation on the value of Toastmasters. It was exhaustive. It was complete. It had 6 different points of all the cool things that Toastmasters gives. Working with a PowerPoint can be a trap sometimes because you get caught in all the verbiage. I invite you, next time you do a PowerPoint, is to take out all the language and just put bullet points. And then for each point, I would invite you to tell your story every step of the way. That will animate the PowerPoint and bring it to life.
Oh, okay.
And it will also help you to have more vocal variety and help you not to be stuck on the PowerPoint screen, but looking at your audience instead. And this will truly connect with your audience and fulfill the requirements of that PowerPoint. Overall, I would say thank you for standing up there and sharing this important information, how wonderful Toastmasters is, about pathways, about how it improves your speaking and your evaluation skills and your confidence and your leadership, but embody it for us and own your PowerPoint by making it fit for you. And finally, you might, with a stretch goal, add some humor into the story, because I'm sure you have some funny stories about being a Toastmaster and how that worked, or sometimes you fell down. In fact, this experience today could be part of the story the next time you give this PowerPoint. You know, the first time I gave this PowerPoint, oh my gosh, death from PowerPoint. But now I have learned out how to master it. And Carrie, I know you can do this. You are a fabulous Toastmaster, and I look forward to you doing this again. Just own your PowerPoint and put yourself in between the lines. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wonderful. Wow.
Thank you, Dr. Pedicolis, for that
Fantastic.
comprehensive evaluation. At Toastmasters, we closely track our agreed upon speech times so our meetings stay on schedule. Let's call on the timer this evening, Hari, to provide the timer's report. Please welcome Hari.
So starting with speeches, Cynthia, your speech was 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Carrie, your speech was 6 minutes and 13 seconds.
Good.
Going to table topics, Eric, your speech was exactly 3 minutes. Wong, your speech was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. My speech was 1 minute and 56 seconds. And Steve, your speech was 1 minute and 38 seconds. For evaluations, Steve, your evaluation was 3 minutes and 9 seconds. And Michelle, your evaluation was 2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Thank you, Hari. We also like to be consciously aware of those naughty little filler words that do not add value to our speeches and make us look unprofessional. As such, we assign a member to track filler words during our discourse. Please welcome Anna Zhao, who is the all-counter grammarian.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. First of all, I want to say such an honor to have so many help and support from the district, the organization Toastmaster tonight. What a treat to listen to Cynthia and Steve and Michelle. My God, I can't take my eyes off them. Like just now, Michelle and Steve, they just showcased how to do evaluation. That was fantastic. About the R counting tonight, I think all of you did a wonderful job. Just maybe in some of the speeches, some of the speakers used or but I think they sounded very. It's okay. I think to have a one or two when you think. What you used tonight didn't affect your speech. One thing I want to point out to Harry is you said, I think that. You kind of like to say, I think that. I think you can. I just said that myself. That you can try to, if you think back what Steve just did, he is such a veteran Toastmaster speaker. He started his table topics by repeating the question, the keywords in the question, and then that gave him the time to think. And he didn't use like I think or so. So that's a great way to learn for our own speech. That's just one thing I want to talk about the R counting tonight. As for grammarian, especially I love the two phrases we use tonight, small steps. Also, Dr. Ho Huang, the contribution. I like the word contribution. So everybody, we contribute to a great, bigger cause. That's my report tonight. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. We appreciate it very much. We are coming towards the end of our program, and I would like to open it up for comments and talk to our guests about their impressions about tonight's meeting.